So we're back with the next episode. I'm still waiting for some of the amphibious vehicles to make its way back, but we are going to start taking a look at Twilight Island because this is going to be where we'll get large munitions, and for the time being, while we're waiting for these vehicles to come back, we can start exploring on that side because we have this fully fueled Albatross that we can send over to this side. And this is not a very heavily defended island, so it should be fine. I don't think this is going to be too difficult. It may just be dealing with ground forces for the most part. Not expecting to encounter any ships. I don't know if that's even a possibility on one shield islands. But let's see. So how far are these out? I think they're getting close. Just waiting for the last couple of vehicles to make their way back onto the carrier. It's not too foggy now. So one of the issues we had with the previous island, I mean, it looks fine now. We've got sort of perfect visibility all the way over there, but for most of this previous battle, it was just really hard to see exactly what was going on. Yeah, so it should take a little while for us to get over there, but in that time, at least we can start tagging vehicles, so we save a little bit of time that way. Just watch this one as it takes off. Can we see any of the other vehicles coming around the back? Doesn't look like it. Alright, so let's see where we're at. That one's taking off. Oh, there they are. I don't know if I've ever showcased this, but it's sort of like a 3D holographic map. It's pretty cool, actually. And I think especially if you're going to be playing with a couple of buddies, it's nice if one person sort of has this bird's eye view. You can see what's going on. So we'll wait for those to come in. Let's see how... Okay, so they have captured 4 islands already. Well, the starting island plus 3 that they've captured. The AI always seems to be a little bit ahead. I know I'm probably not playing at the fastest pace, but that just always seems to be par for the course, that there'll be at least 1 island ahead at the start, and later on I'm sure they'll have more. And it seems they generally sort of make a beeline for the player. But I don't think, so the thing is, like I said, I'm playing this kind of as Iron Man. Whatever happens, happens. If I die, that'll be the end of the series. We don't need to capture all the islands. We really just need to get enough supplies to outfit ourselves well, and then we'll try to take on the enemy carrier, which I've never tried before, so that'll be tough. But we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Those guys get on. Yeah, it looks like it. So we should be over at Twilight soon. Assuming that... okay, we don't quite have everyone deployed or back on the ship yet. Still waiting for 2. I've never actually gone down there to check. Is this the... So, what are we on? Deck 6, I imagine? Let's just have a look what it looks like below. This may be a giant waste of time if all of the amphibious vehicles are already there, but I think the last ones are still making their way up, so we have a little bit of time to kill. So this is... Oh, these are the aerial vehicles, so we have... This is what the... What are these called again? The helicopters look like... So I wonder if the deck below this must be the one where the amphibious vehicles are stored. We can go there as well. Ah, that's okay. Let's leave it. We're gonna waste too much time. Make our way back up to deck 7. Razorbill. That's what the helicopters are called, I believe. Alright, so we can probably get going. Yes, everything is where it should be, and we're going to make our way over to the next island. I think we're not close to this, so I can just go straight forward, switch off maintain heading, and turn the whole carrier around. So the next two islands should be fairly straightforward. I mean, there's no guarantees, there's always something that can go wrong. And after that, it'll get a little bit tougher because we're going to go for the large munitions now. In the next episode, I guess, for the next island, we will be going for fuel also, and then we'll sort of see where we'll take it from there. Oh, this is great weather at the moment. I hope it looks like that when we get to the next island as well. That'll be helpful. But that's going to take a little while, so let's maintain heading here and let's have a look at what we can see using our albatross that's doing reconnaissance. Alright, so switching over to this camera, switching it onto tracking mode. That's the island. Oh, this is also foggy. That's too bad. Doesn't look like there's any turrets around here. We have that one. There's a few of them in the same spot. I wonder how close. I think that the carrier missiles have a range of something like 6 kilometers, I think, 6,000 meters. Maybe it's more. But yeah, safe to say we're not anywhere close to within range of this now. It's good that these are clustered a bit. It'll be really good if we can take out a couple of them at the same time. The only problem is we have used all of the carrier missiles, so the options here really are to use aerial units or to use the carrier gun. And since we are manufacturing a bit more ammunition, maybe I can do that. And I also just need to think about taking on some of the tougher islands later on, which you may want to save some of the ammo for that. Yeah, I mean, I think I can at least take out a couple of them using the carrier gun. Maybe use like 10 or 20 of the rounds, which would be like 4 bodies total. And then mop up a few using the razor bills, and then send in the rest of the amphibious / ground units. Not seeing anything else at the moment. Is this it? That's not too bad. This looks very accessible. I don't think it's going to take long to get to that building either. So that's pretty good. Alright. Let's see where we are. Yeah, still got quite a ways to go here. I don't think I'm going to try to stay far away from the island. I'll move straight in closer. That'll help us. Still got a little ways to go. May want to adjust the heading slightly. Just like this. That should do it. This is what I wanted to do. Okay, we'll go back into the albatross again, see if we missed any. What's that? Is that just a building or no? I think that might be lava. Yeah, I think this is it. It's really a shame that we don't have more carrier missiles, because this would have been the perfect opportunity to use it. Those 3. Actually, while I'm on that topic, let's see how the barge is getting on. Because okay, the barge is only loading up now, so we could even be done with this island by the time it reaches us. This small munitions island is still manufacturing. That's going to take a little while. The barge is only 30% filled. So yeah. Starting to get closer to the shallow water here. Wow, it would be really dangerous to stand on the deck of this carrier in this kind of... Yeah. I imagine that would wipe out quite a few people. I thought it was a visual bug while I was standing in front of the screen, but it turns out it's just the water. It's somehow making its way through the glass. So this, by the way, is why you should never have your aircraft try and take off while you're on the move in these kind of waters. Because we are starting to make our way into shallower waters here. I want to see if it is actually possible to let one of these Razorbills take off in these conditions. I may lose a unit here, but it'll be useful for me to know, so this is a useful experiment to do. Let's just try and get one of them up. Because it's not quite clear to me when it's a problem of the wind or the carrier being on the move versus, let's see what update do we have here. Oh, it's just saying that we've joined. Versus the waves and so on itself. And I can understand why it would be an issue during landing, potentially. Although in real life, pretty sure aircraft should be capable of landing on carriers while they're on the move. Not sure about the speeds, though. So actually, let's start switching on the countermeasures. That will actually slow us down a bit. And we will turn a little bit as well towards this island. And then we'll see if there's anything we can hit with the carrier gun that's in a good spot so that we don't waste ammunition without hitting anything. Yeah, there we go, it's taking off. It seems to be safe, it seems to be okay. So we're going to send that one out to do a little bit of damage soon. But how close are we here? We're getting pretty close. We don't want to get in too close. We don't want the ground units to be able to take shots directly at the carrier, so we probably want to park it over here. And then we're going to do something which we didn't do at all in the previous episode, which is to use this viewing scope. Just stabilize it. Nice, these are nice and close. We want to cycle, but unfortunately I think they're about to move into a position where I may not be able to get them. We'll see. As I've said before, this gun is pretty devastating. Much like the missiles, but of course it doesn't take nearly as long to land shots. Okay, those are all kind of out of our view. That's just one. I don't know if it's worth it. If this vehicle ends up making its way over there, that'll be perfect. So this is also another advantage of this over the missiles, is that it's not going to take that long between when you fire and it actually hitting the target, which helps. So we're just going to wait for it to get close. As soon as it does, we'll pull the trigger here. Oh no, that's all in the water, is it? It's hard to tell. So we've just wasted that whole volley of ammunition. It's like 250 credits for that one shot. I really can't tell if that's water or not. Okay, I'm going to start sending out our units as well, because it isn't. Well, first we'll use this aerial unit. We'll get another one up. So we'll get this one out there, and we'll use this one to just start firing some shots. And so these ones are definitely in the water. And as far as single missiles, because it seems like, just in terms of how much health it's actually taking, it's better to just do that and let the ground units mop up later on. And it's also generally, because these can have a bit of splash damage, if you can fire at something that is close to something else, you have a chance at least of damaging the other vehicle as well. We're going to try to do that. Yeah, I want to break up this little group because I don't want my units to walk into a grouping of units. That's not going to be ideal. Okay, we have the second one up. Let him take a shot at that unit. Bring this one back. Let's start getting these units out directly over here. Okay, they're firing at this razor bull. It should still be okay. Let's fire at that one again. We'll actually take one out and send him back. Alright. And we can get all of these guys out here as well. We're just going to deploy pretty much every unit now, I think. No reason not to. Except for the one of the virus bots. We'll send that one out last. Okay. I'll keep this Albatross up here until it gets to maybe like 30% fuel, because it is useful to have, to constantly have visibility on all of these units. I want to get more Razor Bills up, but that may take a little while now because we've got the other ones coming back in. We'll send this one out as well. Perfect. Yeah, so we're moving a little bit faster on this island than some of the previous ones. So this one's busy making its way down. That one's waiting in the queue. I don't know if you've ever played the game Carrier Deck, which is almost like a time management game. It is worth picking up. I'm not a huge fan of time management games, but that's a pretty good one. But you can certainly deal with a lot more traffic on that game than you can here. Here it's like, if there's any aircraft that's currently landing or making its way up or down, that's just delaying everything else. So it really restricts the speed at which you can get aircraft off and onto the carrier. And I don't know, like, that could be a balancing thing, but I kind of appreciate it if they spit that up somehow. Because I think it slows the game down more than it needs to be slowed down. The pace isn't that fast. At least on these islands. I'm sure that once you get to the like 3-4 shield islands, I'm sure it's probably a lot more frantic. I haven't really gotten that far into the game. Yeah, it would have been really nice to have a cruise missile for these guys at the back here. And this may end up being a ground confrontation. But as I've said before, given how much it costs to fire the cannon, and given that it just costs 500 to build a new seal, it's maybe not such a bad thing. The only thing is, right now, I do need to build new seals. One thing that I will need for them, if we go through this list, is this turret, the 30mm one. And I only have 6 left. So I can basically replace 6 of my seals before that's going to become an issue. And what I'm going to need then is this island. So after we get the fuel, we'll need to head over to Elwood, because this will allow us to manufacture those turrets. So we just need to make sure that it actually lasts for the next 3 islands that we're conquering. Alright. Did we get any of these other ones up yet? No, we're still waiting. Let's see if we can take another shot here. If there's anything in range for us. All of these are just sort of hidden behind this ridge, which is too bad. I also want to check out the artillery at some point, because there is one class above this. I think it's called the Bear. Oh, here we go. We can take these out, right? Let's see. This would be fantastic. Nice. Just took out 3 volley of 5 bullets. I feel like taking this one out as well. Like I said, that's gonna cost me about 250. Oh, this looks great. I love the effects in this game. I mean, I know it's not intended to be realistic, but it looks fantastic. This one is making its way into the water, and these shelves don't explode in the water, so we're just going to have to leave it. But I think that 3 units we just took out, that's going to give us a pretty good advantage here. And I think they have started engaging. Let's look at the one that's in the lead. Not sure exactly where I'm headed with these because I don't know how we get onto this ridge. Just want to make sure that we don't get any one unit into a position where it's the only unit engaging. All the units need to be able to back each other up. Yeah, everybody's sort of converging on their position now. Where is this unit? Okay, something... This is the only problem here is we don't have an actuator camera we can move around. I want these guys to directly target these units. And I think we're far enough in here that we should be able to get this unit at least out of the carrier already. We have our razor bills. We're going to use that to attack these units at the back while these guys clean up. I can't send them in here because there's a bit of a risk of friendly fire over here. Send these guys down here. It does look like we're winning this encounter, although this one is taking heavy fire. May want to send this seal back to just make sure I don't lose it. I mean, I know I said they're not that expensive, but also I don't want to waste the turrets if I can't manufacture them. So you're going to retreat. Okay, this shot landed. Fire another one at the one just behind it. Alright, so they've taken out all of these. Send the walrus over here. And the other one, this one's taking a little bit of damage, but nothing too serious. I think it's okay. Get these guys out here. Actually, this one, let's just keep them all sort of grouped together. That would obviously be a bad idea if you are under attack by weapons that have splash damage, but I don't think we have any risk of that on this island. So let's get one more razor bill out here. This is one of the best ways to take out enemies because they're, on these islands at least, they're really not vulnerable in any way. In fact, let's get 2 more out. We just got that one. We'll bring this one too. Because they'll all be back on deck before the seals will be able to make their way back. So which one did I send back? This one, and the rest of them are mostly fine. This one's still making its way over there. This is probably complete overkill to send all of these seals down here. But it's fine for now. Until at least we get the virus bots close. Just see what this is seeing. So we don't have any turrets to worry about here. There's no other defenses to speak of. These two are out of ammo. Over here we have... Hey, by the way, this must be almost out of fuel. 30%. It's low enough that I need to think about getting it back on. I'm just going to wait for that second razor bill to make its way up, and as soon as that's up, we'll bring this one back in. These will still be able to survive for a little while on fuel. Yeah, it's still at 80%, so we'll just move them back here. There's no reason for them to be so far forward. And these virus bots, let's get them right in behind this line. It's going to take them a little while to get over there. And then this razor bill can attack over here. Second, well, fourth razor bill I guess is up, so the albatross can come back in for landing. See if we can see those razor bills coming past. Yeah, that's where they are, off in the distance. Alright, okay, so we landed this shot. Is this the last enemy? It looks like it. Take another shot there. I want to get this one up here to a decent height, just to make sure we're not missing anything. Okay, that one's gone. That should be the last enemy. since this Razor Bill doesn't have any ammo either, we can just sort of park them all off behind the carrier. I don't know if there's maybe one enemy left that we just lost sight of. We do want to be careful about that because I don't want this unit to be vulnerable. This unit I think is stuck. Let's try to get it, yeah, out of whatever's gone wrong. Not able to move it. This is going to be a problem. I don't know what it did, and since I can't move this camera, pretty sure. Oh, I can move the cannon. Yeah, this is not a good position to be in. And I don't know if we had one of those sky crane things, that would have made any difference. But I think we're gonna have to abandon this, which would be a shame. Oh well, as I said, it's only 500. We'll build more. In fact, let's put it in order right now. I will give it orders to go back, but you know, I have a feeling this seal is going to be stuck here forever. Okay, virus bots, put them forward. Want to get some of these back already. Just get this trek back started. I'll save a couple, leave a couple of them behind just in case. And now that we've landed the Albatross, we want all of these Razor Bills to come back as well. Because eventually they will run out of fuel. Okay, virus bots is right there. So we'll take manual control and just drop them directly next to this. On the off chance that there is still something off to the side, I'll just put them in a place where they can't get shot at easily. So, we should be fine. Perfect. I think then we can send all of these units back now. Let's have a look at this unit from the outside. Just want to see what it looks like. Never really get to see these up close. I wonder if that is like real mud or dynamic mud as opposed to something that's just painted onto the side of these. Never spotted that before. Alright, get these back as well. Maybe able to move the carrier in a little bit closer for some of these, but I want to be careful about doing it right now, while we have so many things in the queue. Did I miss any of these? They all seem to be headed back now. Of course, that seal. The only thing that I can think of is to actually take a shot at that seal. Let's see if that'll work. So we'll get this stabilized. This doesn't have stabilization on it, but let's see if we can take a shot at this. Okay, let's just stop it first. I may just be destroying this completely. It doesn't look like this is moving it at all. But we may as well destroy it because there's not much point in just leaving it. That's going to mess with the displays and how it's keeping track of where everything is. So that's too bad. Yeah. So this. I think this is the first vehicle we've actually lost so far. We had to destroy it ourselves, because the AI got itself into an impossible position. Alright. Are we missing anything? Oh, we still have this one Razor Bill. That should get back pretty quickly. And then, since we've just blown up that seal, we will manufacture a couple more. This barge is empty. So, got about 2,000... Let's make 3 of them. And we've got 3160 mil shells here. So I'm gonna go over here. You need to scroll up. Okay, we want to put in an order for all of these. And then of course for the new chassis we've built these 3, well, they're not built yet, but they will be, hopefully, by the time the barge gets over there. So this is going to go on over, pick up the munitions from here. We'll pick up this. There's no rush really, because we still have a lot of ammunition. But I think this means... Did we just create a loop here? I hope not. Oh, it doesn't matter. We'll just cancel it eventually if it did. But I think this means we should have cruise missiles or carrier missiles again. Cruise missiles, yeah. That's it. We have a total of 8. I don't know how much these cost, but I think we may be about to find out because we've just captured this island and we can manufacture cruise missiles. That is perfect. That's exactly what we want. So we can make bombs. I haven't used the bombs much yet. This is also something that I need to look into. Maybe those are better than cruise missiles. Rockets, torpedoes. Torpedoes are useful. I think I've got plenty for now, but maybe eventually we'll want to start manufacturing those as well. Let's have a look. This is going to be interesting to see how much we have to pay for a cruise missile. 100. So that basically means that one shot of cruise missile is, well, think about it this way, like firing the main cannon once is 2.5 times more expensive than firing this once. And they usually take out the same amount of units. This takes longer, but of course, it's also... I'm just going to build 10 of these actually, because they are super useful. But the huge benefit here is, first of all, the accuracy, but also you can hit stuff anywhere on the island. So we want as many of these as we can get. And then when those are done, eventually the barge can come back around. I haven't looked at taking another island with another barge because I just don't think we have so many places that that's really necessary. Next up's going to be the fuel, then we'll do the turrets, and maybe then we can take this barge island. Let's see what levels they're at. So this is going to be fine. It'll be a little bit harder to take this one. Yeah, but these are all 2 shield. Actually, there's a 1 shield turret island over here as well. It's a little bit further away, so maybe we'll just get to it eventually. But, I mean, once we get this, we can pretty much make, well, almost everything except for the air chassis. And then it's just sort of utilities, but that's really only going to become important later on once we run out of some of those. But we should be in pretty good shape. Let's see how the AI is doing. Yeah, they're up to about 5, so always about 1 ahead of us. Let's see how close these are. Oh yeah, we're almost cleaned up here. So we'll just get these last ones back, see if we're missing anything. Nothing except for the one that we blew up. Alright, so we'll end this episode here. Thanks for watching as always, and if you do like this content, please do like and subscribe. I'll see you for the next video.